In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. I know that the video is late for you, but I mean, special circumstances, and so on. So how do we talk now? How do we know how to study for the second stage of the scholarship? The second stage exam? We wish success to everyone who is accepted in the first stage. And is accepted, God willing, in the second stage, God willing. So now we want to understand how to study. So in the name of God, here he says to you, Dostan. Meaning that he doesn't want you to hold this question and solve it. Did you get its result? What will it be? 1 divided by the square root of n? No, he's not that stupid. No, he wants you to hold the question. You know, in your topic, he's sending you a reference. For example, you want to search in the reference at your ease. Here, what am I doing? This is the method that I use. Find the distance to a point to straight lines. Okay, hold on to it. Okay, copy. Okay, let's go here. What happened? These things are together. Here, what does it mean? He tells you, point the foo cigarette, you're holding this. Okay, and you know what the theory of this theory is. The video is here. You saw in his description, he told you what this is. What is algebra? You saw this is algebra, meaning you have to study the particle date in algebra. Okay, what is algebra? You saw here, he told you how to get the distance in the polygon. Window. Okay. Do Bismillah al-Rahman al-Rahim and I'll make a paste. Okay, here. He starts explaining this theory to you. You see, you understand this theory when you understand the theory date. When the things come to you, you know how to solve them. You understood the theory, you understood the way he wants you to think. And he wants you to study it. Okay, we understood that this design is the distance. Formula. Okay, what is this distance? I want to study. Of course, you're holding here, the same one. Who did this? He wrote. This comes in this number, this comes in these things, you know how to solve them. Okay, here, date this is solved. With the calculator, this dem when you come to calculate it if you take it, copy it and do the dem in the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, like this, that's it. Turns out, yes, let's write in the name of God, come on, let's continue. Let's continue the explanation. Okay, so we solved the first question, and the second question, what are we going to do? It tells you, consider, today, the union of the AR for today equals the RE date find D. I am million. Okay, what are these things, man? This is a spell, man, I don't understand. These things, so in the name of God, what should I do? We took the question, copy, I won't take this matrix, I won't be able to take the matrix. Okay, so we take this first part and take this part, okay, and enter them into the verse. On YouTube, and what do I do? Here, that's it. Okay, here is space. Or in the vector space, meaning instead of having to memorize what these things are, which are the vector, it will be if the one under the stairs is above and the one below is above. The whole thing is in you tour. Space. I am not required to study the question and understand the question is solved. No, I am required to understand what vector space means. Everything that comes after this is easier to understand when I understand what vector space means, so I understood perfectly. Here, this question tells you about the reduced matrix of linear transformation form. Uncle, these things, so we take the first part, which is reducer copy, and enter it here on YouTube or on ChatGPT. It was the part that you were talking about, Jordan. Okay, but I am talking from YouTube. It is better because YouTube gives you study sources. One might know how to study things that are written, meaning a book, and another might know how to study the words in a way that requires videos. You see, look, Jordan. Instead of understanding, I solved a question with 5 marks. No, I understood when he brings me a question at the point where he likes to bring questions. In general, I know how to solve them perfectly, so here this question is an example of a limit. I don't know what a limit means, and I don't know what these things mean, my dear. Although, for example, a date can be solved with a machine, it can't be solved with a calculator, because what? You tell me the infinite. How do I solve it, my dear Mustafa? Unlike, for example, the question below, meaning the value is solved because of its limits. Okay, let's go back here. They're going to give you ChatGPT. When you open the VPN, it gives you permissions, and it means that all ChatGPT is okay. Okay, here it is, and I entered the question. It started to take the question one step at a time. It will show me the solution. Here it says to you here and makes you understand. What do you mean? Did you learn? Okay, what is infinity? Let's go back. Was it infinity here? There was no infinity here, so it's a wrong solution. This doesn't mean that if I depend on solving something, this means that I have to understand the solution, how to grasp its steps. Solve, understand, and search here and tell you that in order to do a shell now squared in such and take the square of the n and do a joint work and understand all of this one by one, then I have to understand all of these things. You have to understand them completely. This is what we are talking about. I wish it was longer than this and so on in all of the questions. I mean, the rest of the questions, he does not tell you how to learn to solve the question, or he tells you to learn that we will ask you. I will bring you a question about the limit. You must know that you will solve this limit question. The limit question, you saw, came with 3 degrees. A limit question with 3 degrees. I will bring you a question about integral integration. Okay, go ahead, integrate correctly. It will bring you a question about integral with 3 degrees. You stuff it into the calculator to solve it. I saw I will bring you a question about linear space. Here, you see the linear space that we talk about linear space, which is like this. You search for linear space, you study linear space, you summarize linear space, and so on. All specializations, so we also have the same thing. We come back again, okay? Here, for example, also a specialization. For example, we say that many people apply to clinical medicine. For example, we have The bachelor's degree. In the bachelor's degree, here there is a nurse. I saw that the bachelor's degree is only available in the nurse. The specializations are pharmacy,